Okay, so Kieley, I am here to talk to you today all about platinum, how it's helped you, where you were before. So if we start with a little bit of an introduction on who you are and what do you do?
Okay, so I'm Kieley, the happiness coach. So I've been a beauty therapist for the past 13 years. I was in training before that, and more recently, over the past probably 2 or 3 years, I've been looking into becoming a coach, and that's how I kind of joined Entrepreneur Team Start and then moved on to Platinum.
Have you always known then that you wanted to be a coach?
No, no, I didn't actually think I wanted to be a beauty therapist, to be honest. If you'd have asked me in school if I don't want to be a beauty therapist, I wasn't girly in the slightest. I remember going to the hairdressers once and asking her to shave my hair. I was that much of a tomboy and cried because she wouldn't shave my hair. So that's literally it. I didn't have my nails done. I didn't. So my mum were really shocked when I said I wanted to be a beauty therapist. But I think actually looking back over the years, like being a beauty therapist and being a coach, it comes from wanting to help people. So even though that isn't what I realised I wanted to do, by doing beauty and people leaving you feeling better and by doing coaching, which seems to come from like a hairdressing beauty background, you are a therapist anyway, really. Obviously, you're a beauty therapist, but people generally leave you feeling better because they've been able to offload. So no, I didn't realise I wanted to be a coach, but it was just through helping people in beauty and people saying, I always feel better when I've left you. And that it kind of sparked something. I thought, I've always felt like I've been, it sounds a bit cheesy, but I've always felt like I've been meant for more, but I've never quite known what that more is. I'm like, right, okay, so I feel like there's something else. I feel like I'm not fulfilling everything I want to do, but I'm not sure what that something is.
Yeah, what it looks like. And I think a lot of people will resonate with that feeling because I don't know if it hits you at a certain age as well. It's like at some point in
Yeah,
your life, you're just like, what am I doing? Like, what do I want to do? What do I enjoy?
yeah,
And obviously, you found that enjoyment from the beauty therapy, and then naturally, that kind of led you to think, actually, I'm helping people with a lot more here. Like it's deeper, isn't it? I think a
yeah,
lot of people like I was a makeup artist for 4 years, and so I know exactly what you mean. When somebody comes to you, they're very vulnerable in that place of, being um, sat in the chair, you're up close. I was like, I can remember being like this close to someone trying to
yeah,
put their eyeliner on, and you're in that personal space. But the magic of like that conversation, and you can start off talking about, oh, you got any holidays booked this year? And it's all like surface. And then very quickly you end up going deeper, don't you? And talking
oh,
about like
yeah,
what's happening in their marriage, what's happening with their children.
yeah.
And I suppose then, what was what was the struggle for you from being a beauty therapist, having these clients, knowing that you wanted to do more? Like, was there a struggle with what to do next?
Yeah, I think I just jumped on every single course going. Now we're like, right, I feel like I need that. I feel like I need that. I feel like I need that. And I love learning, which is ironic, really, because I hated learning at school, but I absolutely love learning. I thought, is it that I love learning, or is it that I'm maybe not learning the right thing? But to be honest, I were probably stuck. I reckon I was probably about 40 when I started feeling like this. And the more people I speak to, the more people are hitting 40. I'm not sure whether it were a COVID thing as well, where it
Mhm.
made us stop and think,
Yeah.
combined with being 40. Um, Sorry, what question did you ask me, Soon? I've totally
It was
forgotten.
just like
That's
about
been
that
14
struggle.
years.
Like, was it a
That's a
struggle
menopausal
thinking?
thing.
Was it a struggle for you, like in that space? So you're 40, you're thinking, right, I'm meant for something more. You love
Yeah,
learning, you're doing all these courses. What was the switch then from doing the courses or knowing even what courses to do? Because at some point you must have thought, I want a coaching business then.
yeah, I actually hired a coach, which I'd never invested in myself. I'd gone through years of being in network marketing and people saying about how to invest in yourself. And back then, it wasn't really anywhere near as big as what it is now. I think I first started with Virgin B in 2005. And I remember people talking about personal development, and I was like, oh, I can learn all that online. I don't need to pay for anybody. And I had a really kind of bad mindset, money mindset about it, thinking I can just find it online. So I ended up kind of thinking, joining different courses and things, and thinking, right, I'll go to that course, I'll go to that course. And I got to a point where I was like, I don't really know what to do now. So I actually hired a coach and paid for a coach. And she said to me within probably about 10 minutes, have you ever thought about being a coach? And I was like, well, actually, no, I haven't. And again, back in 2005, coaches weren't really, they were a thing, I
Yeah.
imagine, but
Yeah.
not like they are now.
Not like I think it was coaching was thought of as if you were in business or higher level business, you needed a
Yeah,
mentor rather than a coach. And coach, or it was seen as in the sports industry, you have like
yeah,
a coach if you're in sports. But I think now it is more recognized that everyone needs a coach, don't like everyone needs someone in your corner, everyone needs somebody
definitely.
supporting you when the times kind of get tough, but also like even when you're not in a tough time, but you just need someone to help you figure stuff out.
Yeah,
Like figuring stuff out on your own is tricky, isn't it? Like, has
difficult.
that been an issue for you, having to figure out what your audience is, who you're going to coach?
Yeah, honestly, since I hired this coach in 2001, 2021, I do feel like I've kind of, it's evolved. And to be fair, I've started off very similar audience wise to what I am now. So I've almost gone a full circle, because I am in beauty. I thought about helping beauty business owners setting up their own business, because I've set up my own like summer house in the garden and literally gone from having no clients, and then it's evolved to like, is it mums, is it just women, is it, and now I'm back to helping this month specifically beauty business owners, but helping women in general. But I have spent literally 4 years going around in circles thinking, is that who I need to help, is that specific enough, do, and it's difficult when you are by yourself because you've got nobody to bounce these ideas off. It's just yourself, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh God, shall I do that, or do I need to do that? And there's only your own voice.
Yeah. And you can talk yourself out of things really quickly when you're on
Oh
your
God,
own, can't you?
yeah,
You're like that self-doubt gets louder and louder if you don't have someone to say, come on now. Like
yeah,
that's not the truth. This is your own self-doubt talking. Like, what's the truth? What do you want? Let's go get it.
yeah.
And I suppose so you joined Platinum like how long ago?
2 week, no, not even 2 weeks, 10 days. 10 days. It was a Thursday, I think. So 10,
10 days.
11 days.
Wow. So talk to me about that then. So first of all, like why did you join Platinum? And then what has Platinum allowed you to do?
So I'd heard of Platinum. I've been in Emma's entrepreneurship right since she started back in September 2022 or whenever it was. So I've been in it from the start and absolutely loved it and gone through the coaching units and things. But again, the mindset of, oh, I'm not paying that for Platinum. I don't feel like it's going to benefit me because, and I didn't think this at the time, but now looking back, I'm glad I didn't join before I did because I wasn't 100% sure what I wanted to do. Although I'm sure it can help people who don't know what they want to do.
Yeah.
I felt like I almost needed to figure that out myself so I could make the
Yeah.
most of kind of getting in there and being pretty sure
Hit
on
the
what.
ground running.
Yeah,
Like you wanted to just make sure you got your money's worth.
yeah, exactly. I am. Yeah, I'm northern. I'm a bit of a cheapskate. So I'm like, I want to make sure I'm getting the most out of
Know
that.
exactly what you mean.
So I think beforehand, I would have seen it as a bit of a waste of money. I'm sure that I know that I'd have got things out of it, but in my own mind, I was like, no. I honestly didn't think I'd ever join because I just didn't think it was for me. And it were only that I'd kind of got in my mind a little bit clearer about who it is. I'd kind of specifically niched it down to like women in the 40s who were feeling stuck or feeling lost. So I was pretty sure that I were it with the right kind of audience. And it was just an email that came through, and I was like, I mean, I am very shiny object syndrome. So I was like, oh God, this has come through. And I told myself I'm going to buy another course. And is it going to benefit me? And I really have to kind of weigh it up. And then I had a call with yourself about Platinum and spoke to you, and you said, look, it's not for some people. Is it more that you need to kind of go away and pay somebody to set up a website and set up this, that, and the other? Or is it you feel that you need a little bit? For me, it was somebody telling me you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this. And when you said that, I was like, no, that is what I need. I feel like I've got to the stage where I'm not saying that I know everything because I absolutely do, but I feel like I've got to the stage where I don't feel like I need to learn anything at the moment. I don't need to learn any more skills. I need to use what I've got. I've done belief coaching, I've done EFT, I've done NLP, and I've not really done a great deal with them. I thought I don't need to invest any more in any more courses to learn to do anything. I now need to be told what I'm doing. So
Yeah.
from that call from you, I literally joined up that evening, I think, and then had my one-to-one with you. And then obviously we spoke about different people, and you were like, what about beauty business owners? I'm like, oh God, yeah. And it just seemed to click and make sense. I was like, if I niche it down to that, like even month by month, that gives me a clearer focus. And I mean, in the 10 days that I've done more. I've done more in the 24 hours than I'd feel like I'd done in the 12 months. I probably hadn't. I had been moving forward, but I felt like I'd been taking one step forward and 10 steps back. And
Yeah. And it's the work that you like, it's what we choose to do, isn't it? Like I'm sure you've obviously been very busy and you've been doing stuff. It's not like you've just been kind of lazy and around for the last 2 years. You've been doing stuff, but sometimes we do things because we think we need to do them, but actually it's the wrong thing for us to be doing at that time. So to have someone, so for anyone who doesn't know, with Platinum, you get two one-to-one calls with an expert every month. So those calls you booked in with me because I'm the sales expert. So we talked specifically about strategy.
Yeah.
So after those calls, did you feel like that's what you got now, an actual strategy that you could run with?
Yeah, I felt like I knew exactly what I was doing. I had a focus, I had a time, which I work well under. If I'm to go do this and I can do it, I'm a bit competitive and I want to kind of beat myself almost. And I'm like, right, I've been given that, I want to do it. Whereas it's a bit sad, really, because you should be accountable to yourself. But I don't feel like I have been for the past 2 years.
You are not on your own with that.
And I
You're
feel like
definitely not on your
I want
own.
to learn to be more accountable to myself. I want to trust myself. I don't want to say something
Yeah.
and kind of go back on my own word. But
Yeah.
when you said it, I was like, right, I feel like I've got to, not that you're my boss or anything, but you know what I mean? It's almost like I have committed to somebody else that I'm doing it,
Yeah.
so I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Whereas myself, I'm a little bit like, oh, I ain't got time to do it. I have got time to do it. I ain't got time to do that, and I won't do that. And then I beat myself up, and I just think, oh well. And I think it's almost been a fear of putting myself out there subconsciously. If I
Yeah.
don't kind of think, right, what do I need to do? And if I don't do it, and then nothing comes from it, I've not failed because I've not put it out there.
Yeah. That's so relevant because we sometimes we just don't realize that we've got these subconscious blocks. Like you've trained in belief coding, you've trained in EFT, like you understand the subconscious mind and how it holds you back, but yet it can still hold you back.
Oh God, yeah,
And and it's good having those skills, and that I'm know 100% that you will help everybody else with that, because that's who you are. You're the helper, you want to help other people, you'll be able to see the blocks that people can't see. But when we do it for ourselves and we add in there like, oh, we should be able to see this. I
yeah,
should be able to hold myself accountable. But the should is just all about shame and guilt, really. It's like keeping us trapped in a place of, we should do this when actually there's no should. It's just let's just look at the reality of where we are.
yeah,
Let's have a look at what, like, we're not showing up. Why?
yeah,
Oh, actually, I'm feeling like a little bit vulnerable showing up. If I show up and do this, then I might get clients, and then I'm doubly vulnerable because I've got to deliver.
yeah,
And like, even though you really want clients, you're like, I want clients, like I want my business to do well. If there is that block there, it's going to sabotage you time and time again. So I
yeah,
suppose having those calls in for you, it's a way for you to know, like 12 months you locked in, you've paid annual, you
yeah,
12 months, you know now that for 12 months you've got that level of commitment to yourself, but also the accountability from the expert. So every time you see an expert and you have a call, you're going to be given tasks. You're going
yeah,
to be given things that you need to do, and you found the way that unlocks how you work best,
yeah,
haven't you? Like that's the sim. And that when we had the call about whether it was right for you or not, and I always say to people, I'm really transparent, like this is what the course is, this is what is involved in it, but you need to decide if that's what moves you forward. Because
yeah,
if you're someone who likes to sit in the background and do the courses and you'll get on with it yourself, then there's no point. Like you can have access to all the courses, but you could maybe go on one of the lower level memberships so that you're getting the courses. But if you've got the courses, you've got access to everything, and you're not doing it, and you need that person to just say, Kieley, you've got this, go do that, let me know when you've done it, and let's see what we can do again. And I'm
yeah,
someone who will always push that little bit further and nudge, like, right, we did that, what can we do now? It's never like we never sit back and rest.
yeah,
It's not like I've done that now. Okay, relax. It's like you've done that, right? Brilliant. What's now? What do we do today? What do we do next week? How can we like? How can we get more of this? And also reflecting on what you enjoy throughout the
yeah,
process. Like I really enjoyed doing that webinar. I really enjoyed doing that reach out. So how can you bring more of that into your life? Because you teach people how to be happy again.
yeah,
And it's really important that you have someone helping you keep happy.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So would you say then that, being in platinum, that's allowed you to to reach more people in a way that feels comfortable.
Yeah, definitely. And it were a little bit uncomfortable first when you said like reach out salons. I was like, oh, no. And I think that comes from a network marketing background. I think that comes from
Yeah.
like quite an unethical, like you need to message everybody in your Facebook and you need to do. And I honestly feel like most people, even my friends included, must have thought, oh God, she's here again. She's either going to ask us to buy something or she's going to ask us to join the team. So it did bring up something in me when you said contact people. I was like, oh God, I don't feel like I can do that. I feel like I'm going to be a pain. I feel like I'm going to get on people's nerves. But you kind of reframed it and said, yeah, but you've got something that can help people. So if you do it in the right way, which I know I would do now because I'm coming from a completely different place. And I honestly do feel now that when I was doing network marketing, I do always feel like I had an ulterior motive. I wanted to help people on the
Yeah.
surface, but deep
Yeah.
down, it were always, I really hope they join my team or I really
Yeah.
hope they buy something. Whereas now I feel totally different. If a sale comes from it, then brilliant. But all I want to do is help people. So I thought if I come from that way and speak to people and there's absolutely no pressure and I've got a freebie and I've got a free group and I've got whatever, and it's not all about paid things, then why would I not share that with people? And you kind of reframe that and made me think, whereas if I could have sat in entrepreneurship forever and done all courses, but that wouldn't have given me that. I'd
Yeah.
have still been thinking I can't contact people because it's just going to look pushy. It's going to look
Yeah.
pushy and it's going to be like, oh my God, she's here again.
Yeah. And again, this is one of those sneaky blocks, isn't it, where your past experiences and what you've been told is gonna sabotage you unless you can reframe it and move forward. And sales is such a tricky area for people because we have so many beliefs about what sales is, what salespeople are. Like reaching out to somebody, are they going to judge me? Are they going to hate me for doing this?
Yeah.
Does it feel like I'm begging? Do I feel like I'm pushing? And when like you just articulated that really well, because when you know that you come from a good place, when you know that you have got a tool that is going to help people feel great, bring back joy into their life. You're working with salons, so you're thinking about bringing happiness into a culture, like a happiness culture into a salon, where it's not just about looking at your own happiness, but that of your team and the people that you
Yeah.
surround yourself with every day. And that is not just having an impact on the business side for the business owner in terms of productivity and staff retention and lower sick rates. It's about keeping the whole, like making the whole experience better. Like
Yeah.
clients are going to come in, they're going to have a better day. Like, so the ripple effect of what you offer is huge. So I suppose on that note, where can people find you, Kieley? If anyone's interested in your happiness program, like what's that about?
So I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, just under Kieley Scully, and also TikTok. So I've just kind of created one at the moment, which is specifically for beauty business owners, that looks at kind of your mindset, looks at changing kind of negative thoughts into positivity, looks at like what your future life wants to look like. It helps you coming from that stuck place because as beauty business owners, I feel like we spend all day making sure everybody else feels amazing, which obviously we want to do as beauty therapists. We want them to go out there feeling amazing, but that can sometimes leave you feeling a bit drained, a bit deflated. And it's kind of knowing how to get your energy up and to give yourself happiness, really, like you say, you're giving everybody else it. And then each month I'll be kind of concentrating on a different area. So this month it's specifically beauty business owners, but obviously being the happiness coach, happiness is for everybody in it. So it's been able to help anybody and everybody, really.
Amazing. Okay, so if you one last thing before we finish, if you could give yourself some advice now, knowing what you know now, if you could like go back to Keely that was kind of contemplating, what should I do? Is this right? What would you say to yourself?
Just get on with it. Just do not just join platinum if that were right at the time, or just get on with what you're doing. Stop kind of going backwards and procrastinating and doubting yourself, because what's the worst I can do? Put it out there. If nobody buys it, then nobody buys it. What we do, I'm no worse than I am now. So
Yeah,
just go try it and
just
just do it.
you've got to be in it to win it, as they say.
Yep, definitely.
Oh, Keely, you've been amazing. Thank you
Thank
so much for sharing today. And if anyone is wanting more happiness in their life, go check out Keely's Go.